This is Duke University.
This is a critical moment in the recent history of Venezuela. In December, the Democratic opposition recaptured the majority of the seats in the national legislature. In January, they were sworn in. This marks the first time in 17 years that there will be an opposition legislature. It will be the first time that there has been an opposition majority since President Hugo Chavez was elected president in 1998. The conditions in Venezuela that contributed to the victory of the opposition and what is widely seen as a rejection of Chavismo and of the policies of the current Bolivarian administration of Nicolas Maduro were really several. The economy is collapsing. Inflation has been acknowledged at the present moment to be over 150%. According to the IMF, the GDP contracted by 10% last year, and it is widely expected that it will continue to contract in 2016. The currency has declined precipitously, and the levels of criminal violence are extraordinary by any measure. Most international observers think Caracas may now well be the single most violent capital in the world, and Venezuela is probably the most violent country the second most violent country in the world after Honduras among countries not at war. The current conditions in Venezuela would suggest that something approximating economic collapse is possible as the government struggles with the failure of the economic model which was ushered in by President Chavez. It will also, now that there is an opposition-controlled legislature, be struggling to retain its political protagonism both domestically and internationally. Now, they're not only going to be looking at economic issues from the point of view of the legislature. One of the things that characterized the last years of President Chavez's time of office and has so far characterized the tenure of Nicolas Maduro has been a deterioration in the human rights situation and a rise of sort of the authoritarianism or the manifestation of certain authoritarian tendencies within the government. People like Leopoldo Lopez are still in jail and widely recognized as political prisoners. And he's not the only one. A variety of groups around the hemisphere, indeed, have actually called on the government of Nicolas Maduro to release political prisoners, most notably Leopoldo Lopez. But there has also been very deep concern about the deterioration in press freedom, as well as economic freedoms. And so it's an extraordinarily difficult moment. The numbers are not promising, but it's clear that within the opposition, there is still faith in democracy. The question is, where do they go from here? With the country essentially prostrate economically, with political divisions as sharp as they are, and a deep concern for the human rights situation. There are many around the hemisphere who are apprehensive for the future of Venezuela.